Hey, Mike Pachelli with you here. Thanks for tuning into this lesson. And I'm going to talk about the Beatles' Norwegian Wood off of Rubber Soul. They recorded it in 1965, and primarily it was written by John Lennon, but the middle eight sounds Paul McCartney-ish to me. There's been different back and forth on who did what, but I'm guessing John did the most of the body of the work, and Paul did the middle eight. A couple of friends helped with a lyric or two, but we won't get too into details on that because I'm going to take some liberty with the song. It was written about an affair John Lennon was having. It's pretty well known, maybe with Maureen Cleave or one of some other lady. So lyrically, it was a big turning point with the Beatles, but it's a fairly simple song. Just basically capo on the second fret, and you're kind of playing in a D form. They initially, I have three other demos of it when they first started. They were doing it actually in the key of D, and then they raised it up later where John put the capo on the second fret. But what I'm doing in this version, and I'm going to kind of show you like an instrumental version of it, how you could just use it as an instrumental version. I'm tuning the low E string, which is an F sharp if you put the capo, but I'm tuning it down a whole step so it's actually sounds at an E. So when I play a D form chord, I have the low E there, so I'm getting that nice rich tone. And the capo's there. I'll try not to make the guitar buzz too much because my strings are really low. So anyhow, it's based on a D form. Now, the way I'm going to show it to you, I pretty much keep a finger on the, I'm going to think like we're in D, so I'm going to call that a D, even though it's an E note, you know what I'm saying? I'll call it frets. I'm going to keep a finger on the fifth fret of the second string as much as I possibly can while I move the melody around. You understand what I'm saying? So, thinking like a D chord like this, but I'm just using the second fret and the fourth fret and the fifth fret of the third and second strings. See that? There's the close-up. So that's my main form I'm thinking of. And then the melody just, revolves around that, goes in and out. So the melody, see that? So I'm keeping that D form. I'm just hammering on, right? Which makes kind of that, John Lennon banjo D chord. Now you can also get this it's an A, but it looks like a G. You can go, if that's better for you. But I like the open string. That's kind of a nice ringy tone. And then when I get to this, which would be an F sharp on the D chord, I'm putting the second finger back, or the second fret back, to kind of make that D banjo chord. So watch, I'll go slow. Right? And then it continues. See, so I'm still keeping that finger down on the fifth fret. And when I come down there, I'm doing like an open D chord. Yeah, let me do it really slow. See that? Now when I get the Norwegian Wood, I'm keeping that fifth fret down, and I'm using my first finger to get the... See that? So we got... And as much as you could let that low note ring out, it gives a nice droning sound. Because of course, on the record, it's a sitar. So for this instrumental version, it's nice, isn't it? Okay, that's all based on a simple D, very diatonic. Now for the bridge, I go to D minor, and basically it would just be, the song's in 6/8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to a G chord. Now since I have this 6th string tuned down a whole step, I'll play my G chord like this, which would be, right? See that? So I'm on the 7th fret of the 6th and 5th string. So I'm going from the minor. I'm going to show you how to play the melody, but just showing you chords right now. Told me to sit and eat. Right? And then back to D minor. To E minor. To an A7. And because of the way I have the 6th string tuned down a step, I've got to play an E minor like that. And you realize it's actually an F sharp minor, but I'm talking as if we're playing in standard tuning, or without the capo. Okay, but here's where I take some liberty on this part. In order to get the melody, I'm thinking it starts at D minor, so I'm playing my D minor like this. See that? So it's like open, open. That's 5th fret, 4th fret. Ask me to stay. Now, I want to use a typical move on this. Kind of a jazz move, but very typical. We're thinking, you know that move? So I'm on E minor right here, but so I'm making the E go E, E flat, D, D flat. That's a typical move, right? But I'm gonna do it here, so. Hear that? She. Isn't that nice? And then I'll get the G chord. Repeat that. And on that A, you could mess around with that A. I like to go like a suspended. And maybe, all right, pretty, isn't it? And I'll have the charts and tabs, of course, on MikePachelli.com, which will make it even more clear. So let's play that bridge together. Want to try it one time? From the D minor. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see how I'm moving that melody? It's all. So. And then the second time we got to get an E minor. I'm getting E minor like this. All the time keeping that it's actually an E note, but I'm thinking of D form. So it rings. And use the low E string, the low string as much as you can, just for a droning effect. That's it, nice and easy. Okay, so I'll play the whole thing one time so you could have it as reference, and then we'll wrap it up. And the song goes like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you'd like to send me a note, please do so at mikepachelli.com. Always cool to hear from you, and I answer every email. So until next time, I'm Mike Pachelli. Thanks for hanging out with me.